it's Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and welcome to day 16 of Off the Board. And today I am pulling out this piece of mixed media paper that I did a long time ago. I had taken a class with Christina Sorge from Redefine Creative. It was like a layout palooza, and we had done a technique with bubble wrap. So that's kind of what this background is, and I loved it, and it's been sitting in my stash, and today I'm going to use it. So I am using this inspiration piece from the Hip Kit Club, and it is done by Felicity Wilson, who I love, and actually I just looked her up on YouTube and she hasn't posted anything for about, I don't know, 6 or 8 months. So hopefully she'll be back soon. So I first tore 2 pieces of paper for the side, like the inspiration, and then I'm going to add a little bit more mixed media. So I am using Bubblegum Blast and Orchid Strata, which I am currently cleaning off my desk because I went to pull it out and I had just kind of pushed it off to the side of my desk and it tipped over and it was all over. So cleaned all that up. And it comes up quite nicely, which is good because it probably was spilling for the past, I don't know, day or 2. So I'm just using the packaging technique. I know that my plan is to have kind of a centered layout, and look, I am messy. Look, I spilled it there too. Yeah, mixed media is very messy for me. I am not a clean mixed media person for the very tiny amount that I actually do. Now, because there is some sort of mixed media on the paper, I am going to use my wet glue. And this is when I realized, oh, this paper doesn't go all the way down. I was like, oh, I have this little piece I tore off. I can match it up. Perfect. Then there's not that little gap. So I think I'm super tricky here and lining it up. And I'm going to glue it down so it's exactly matches up with that top piece. And once I get it all trimmed, I realize that you can't really do that because you still see the gap from the other side. So I will fix that later. So this is the photo that I am using today. It's kind of a funny and sad photo. So you're going to see I'm going to do a ton of layering, and I am going to distress the edges of all of the pieces of paper. So I am using mainly the 6x6 paper pad from Good Vibes, including the cut apart sheet, which I will cut up and distress as well. So you'll kind of see that. The frame is from Heidi Swap, and it is my last frame that I have in that package, so I killed that even though it wasn't in my How to Kill a Kit with Style, but it's always fun to have extra packaging done. So I was gonna tell you something else. Isn't that funny how you just get to talking and you get distracted? Oh, I was gonna tell you about the edge distressor from Close to My Heart. So in my previous video, I had distressed the edges as well, and I couldn't find what the name of it was. So I found the package when I was cleaning up my shimmers off my desk, and it's called an edge distressor. So if you're looking for that, that is what it is called. So as I layer up all of these different pieces and trim down the cut apart sheet, I just wanted to tell you that today I know for sure that I have 2 people joining me. So I have Lynn, who is the Paper Addict on YouTube, and then I have JD, and I think JD is doing cards this month. So that'll give you a little something different if you're interested in some card making. most of my cards are kind of an afterthought. So after I have kind of created and I have a few pieces left, instead of putting it in my stash most of the time, I will throw it on a card. But definitely head over to her channel so that you can get some inspiration if you are even thinking about doing any card making. And she has a Pinterest board for that as well, so you can follow her on Pinterest. And maybe I will be doing some cards in the future that are not afterthoughts. So now that my page is dry, I'm going to go ahead and start layering everything on top of the mixed media background. So I don't know if any of you have actually watched Felicity before, but she is a phenomenal layerer. I don't even think that's a word, but we're gonna go with it. It's so effortless. Like, they just layer, everything goes together. Like, all those pieces of ephemera just tuck perfectly wherever she wants to tuck them. So I am trying to embrace her here as I am tucking in like the cut apart sheets and little scraps of paper. So while I continue to tuck, let me tell you a little bit about the picture, because it's funny but not funny all at the same time. So this is a picture of both of my kids' hands. The one on the bottom is my daughter's, and the one on the top is my son's. So we were camping. It was late at night. We always cook outside. We had the lantern up there, and my daughter thought she would be helpful, and she grabbed the top of the lantern to turn it so that we could see better, and she burned her hand. So I gave her a cool washcloth to hold on to, and it did blister a little bit, but didn't end up being too bad. So it was starting to kind of feel better, and so we put everything away, and then my son walks in and he's like, I just burned my hand. I'm like, what? How did you burn your hand? He's like, I touched the lamp. I was like, really? You're 14. You've been around this lantern for who knows how long. You know it's hot. I'm like, why did you touch it? I was just waiting for him to say, oh, I was just trying to help and turn it. No, he just wanted to see how hot it was. I was like, oh my goodness. Hot mess they are. So took care of his blisters. So they both have these burn blisters. And so hopefully now they know that it's hot and don't touch it. But we'll see. So I took a picture because it's a crazy story. It just had to be documented. So I have added, in addition to the layered papers, I have added a couple of wooden buttons. I have added 2 paper clips from the Wild Heart collection, and then from the ephemera pack, there was this little lantern that said Shine Bright, and I was like, that's perfect, but it was too big. So I just fussy cut the lantern out and put that on. So here is where I fix the part that I can't handle with the 2 layered pieces in the lower left-hand corner. I am going to add this chipboard piece that says Hey Hot Stuff with matches, and I thought that was perfect. I also add a frame and that little chipboard heart with the smiley face as well to that. And I have a couple of these Vicki Boutin black epoxy type stickers left, and I managed to get every single one of them used up on this layout, and I love it. So I am gonna move that cute little camera to the other side so I can put that little smiley face down there, even though I wasn't super smiley when this happened. And then I decided to add some more gold. Since I had brought in that gold in that frame, I wanted to bring some more with these Maggie Holmes pieces, and I am going to use these hearts. And then I decide, oh, that memory fits really good right down there. Maybe I'll use that as part of my title. And so I get that down after I move it, I think like 3 times, because really, if you're going to put a title on and you want it to go to the end of the page, you really need to start at the end of the page and work your way back. Because see, I moved it and I'm gonna put the Y and it still doesn't fit and I still have to move them. So just a little tip there. And then I move it even further. So I am going to go in my gold thickers, and I have enough to spell hot. So the title for this is going to be Hot Memory. Really could have been a hot mess, but it wasn't really messy. So we're just going to go with Hot Memory. And that is going to do it for me today. I am so in love with this. Like, I love all of the layering and all of the bits and pieces. I just love to look at it. It's almost like a scavenger hunt. So tell me what you think. Tell me if this is just too crazy for you. You're like, what are you thinking? Or if you like a little bit of the chaos as well. So here are those close-ups. Make sure that you check the description box below for the ladies that are playing along today. And we are over halfway there. So I will see you tomorrow with another video. So remember to wear your crown. Bye.